singing Tradito Schernito. It's a Ferrando aria, and it comes from the opera Così fan tutte. Thereafter, we follow on with De Vieni non tardar. It's also a Mozart aria sung by Nokkanya Ntuli. And then closing this set is La ci darem la mano, a duet by Mozart, which will be performed by Lerato Maraba. I'm not seeing the second name, and I do know it's actually Senzo and Wendy, yes. So do enjoy, sit back and be inspired. Hey, the man is on fire. The drama is on.
Tradito, schernito, dal perfido cor, dal perfido cor. Io sento per ora questa alma l'adora, io sento per essa le voci d'amor, io sento per essa le voci d'amor, le voci d'amor, le voci d'amor. Tradito, schernito, dal perfido cor, dal perfido cor. Io sento che ancora quest'anima l'adora, io sento per essa le voci d'amor, io sento per essa le voci d'amor, le voci d'amor, d'amor, le voci d'amor, le voci d'amor, le voci d'amor.
And that was Lerato Marava singing Stizzoso Mio Stizzoso by Giovanni Battista Pergolesi. And next up is, I had called Lacidarem Lamano, nothing happened. And I was looking at the music gurus here. They thought, no, I'm not concentrating. It's here, it's on the paper here. Next up is the duet here. Is it really here? All right, it's going to be the duet, Lacidarem Lamano by Mozart, and we continue with Mozart. We take the trio from Così fan tutte, La mia Dorabella capace non è. My lovely Dorabella is very faithful. She could never betray me. And Guglielmo says the same thing, but Alfonso says, you don't know girls, you. Utlau heard them, Joel, utlau heard them. Thank you.
Lacidarem la mano, mi dirai di sì. Fedi non è lontano, partiamo mio da qui.
Vorrei e non vorrei, qui tremo un poco il cor, felice sarei, ma può burlarmi ancora, ma può burlarmi ancora.
Vieni mio bell'letto,
Mi fa pietà, passetto,
io cancerò tua sorte.
questo non suon più forte, non suon più forte, non suon più forte.
Vieni, Lacidarem la mano.
Vorrei e non vorrei,
La mi dirai di sì.
mi tremo un poco il cuore.
Partiam ben mio da qui.
Può burlarmi ancora.
Vieni mio bell'letto, io cancerò Andiamo io bene a ristorare bene da innocente amor. Andiamo io bene a ristorare bene da innocente amor. Andiamo. Andiamo, la pena ristorando, minacciati amor.
Yeah. And you can see that they have experienced some jolo. Just a slight move to something of the lighter classics, Nella Fantasia, and it's performed here by Tabiso. And thereafter, and then we'll be nearing the end of our program with a few small ensemble excerpts, among others, Mir ist so wunderbar, music by Beethoven, and then we'll also get to hear Chi mi frena in tal momento, music by Donizetti. And I'll tell you what the last two items will be, including some chorus from Donizetti. Sir, you are ready. The man is on fire. Right. This province is endowed with many gifted singers. And some of the results you heard here were refined in early hours today by one of our prolific singers, a great musician, a teacher of note, and I would have failed if I do not acknowledge her contribution, Kongis, Ms. Bongile Mngoma. Now you can take for granted a short lesson, a turnaround in the quality of expression. Some of the things the singers were doing earlier today and what they are doing now after the musical intervention is just astounding, absolutely fantastic. And that tells you that if a singer is exposed to a quality teacher, they will reach their heights. So what is indeed lacking here It's just more and more of that coordination for such results to be experienced. And now, Mir ist so wunderbar, from the opera Fidelio. It's by Beethoven. It's Beethoven's only opera. It talks to something of greatness. It's an opera that is very steeped into the art of freedom. If freedom can be called an art, go think about it. Fidelio. And their singers, Wendy Mushutli, Morati, Tabisa, and Paseka. Thereafter, we'll take music by Puccini, Chi il bel sogno di Doretta, and we'll conclude this set with Chi mi frena in tal momento. So I'm not coming back. They know after this, Ngenabany, Zakal. Abapete na mal legends. Right, a slight change. Orsai Kilonore is next, and then we will follow up with Kimi Frena. I'm reliably told that the Puccini falls off. Let me not forget to say, you are a fantastic audience. Ininzile discipline. Akokshla. Manda bahloliwe laba. Yeah, quality. Oh yes. Chi mi frena in tal momento, music by Donizetti. We are right now at the tail end of our program. We take a chorus, Per te d'immenso giubilo, and it's another Donizetti. And then we'll get a word of appreciation from an EXCO member, from COMFESA. But I do also want to say there are some highlights. This is not the end of music today. There's more music tomorrow. And just as a very, very light thought, but of significance, we've got in the house Prince Lengwasa, one of the top trumpet players in the country and certainly on the continent. He's played with all the legends, Oprah Hugh, Oprah Kefa Semenya. We've got Oprah Mdu also playing the keys. So we're talking super great musicians. And that tells you that COMFESA does not take people for granted. While you're busy with development, you also showcase what the qualities of excellence look like. And I appreciate that so much. So we'll be jazzing up. We're not just doing opera here. Osano chalo too. Let's go fruhuko keriking as a bliff. As a bliff dog. Right. Alihlono is a conductor who's ready for his job. Yeah, this guy, I'm wasting his time. Per te d'immenso giubilo. Yeah. Yes, before we sing our last song, let's have a word. Because after the music is sung, no more speechifications. Ah, uqwashu, konjonge, suka phayi bhayi, ewe.
To everyone in the house, can you give yourselves a big round of applause? We want to appreciate everyone at home. We see the Facebook likes and comments. This is the first of 3 installments that we'll be having this current year. From here, we're going to Middelburg. From Middelburg, we're going to Mthatha. We've started in Bloemfontein, Western Cape, and in Limpopo. We are still, Gauteng, we're coming to you. KZN, we're coming to you. Northwest, we're coming to you. We are making sure that we plant this seed. Thank you. We are planting this seed everywhere we go. And before I say anything, I want to acknowledge my fellow EXCO members that are in the house. Timothy, can you leave the camera and come and stand here, please? Ms. Kanyisi Leblai, please come forward and stand here, please. And then I would like our board member, Kosi, please come and stand here, guys, because I need the world out there to see who is working with me to make this project what it is. So please, colleagues, come here. These are the people that have had some sleepless nights in making sure that we bring this thing here. And I want to publicly acknowledge what they have done and the support that they've given me when I try to make sure that around the country I go around and make this thing possible. Can we give them a big round of applause, please? All right. Thank you, colleagues. I want to acknowledge the people that have made a huge contribution to tonight. So before you leave, do me a favor. There's food in the corner there. It must be finished tonight, please. Otherwise, there are people who've sponsored that food who are in the house who will go and give a very bad report about us not feeding you. So please eat that food. After this last song, we're going to eat. Then the other thing, please tweet about what is happening tonight or what has happened tonight, and also take pictures at the end with the background of COMFESA. Whilst the chairperson of the NCTA is going to come here and do the vote of thanks, I do want to say Northern Cape has been amazing. The guys behind me have been amazing from the beginning of December last year. They've just been amazing. Thank you, guys. And how beautiful they look. The other person I'd like to acknowledge before I sit down, where's Ronnie? There's a gentleman called Ronnie from Edgar's there. That gentleman is responsible for how they look on their faces right now. You know? So, you know, these things are very important. The rest of the NCTA and other people, I'm going to allow Mr. Mb to come forward and acknowledge and do the formal vote of thanks. Otherwise, we are forever grateful for what has happened in terms of the support that we've had. Can I invite Mr. Mb to come forward? And he is the chairperson of the board of NCTA. Can we please give him a big round of applause? And then I want to thank, there are people that I met in the streets who said, we want to be here. I also thank you guys for doing that for me. But for you guys, tomorrow, 2 o'clock, can each one of you who are here come back here tomorrow at 2 o'clock so that we can give a full choir performance for about an hour and a half. They'll just be entertaining us. So tomorrow, even the audience at home, please, there's a formal choir concert, a full choir concert tomorrow at 2 o'clock. But before I let him speak, you saw my younger brother who was working with Sibongile Mngoma. Please stand up again. You know, we've been through the worst, she and I. We've been from 19, should I say from 19 what? Yeah, we started together at the University of Cape Town, and whenever I call on her, she responds. And we did some great things in this country in terms of music development. Thank you, Mamgom. Tingan, thank you, young man. Thank you, young man. When I was conducting, I was still a student at VETS, and we used to shire them all the time. You can see how he looks, eh? He looks the part. Yeah? All right, this is how we do things here. Thank you. My little brother, come take a bow, young man, before I hand over the mic. Come take a bow. When we conceptualized this concept, my team asked me who will be artistic director of this. And I said, I know this might seem wrong, but I can find no other person in this country than this young man over here. Yes, he's my little brother, but he is more than passionate than I am even about this project. That's why you heard Stu from the audience, from them here, because they love him so much. He has done an amazing work to make sure that the product you saw on stage, he was responsible for creating. Let's give him a round of applause. Mr. Mb.
Thank you. Are you the program director? Thank you, program director. I am not technically savvy, so you must bear with me. I like to hold the paper when I'm doing something. But I see everybody who comes here has got a little gadget. So I said to my marketing guys there that let me try. Sometimes it will run away and I will look for it. So you will assist me. Thank you very much. I want to thank and acknowledge the following people for their presence and contribution to ensuring the success of today and tonight's event. I wanted also to sing along at that time, but I never sang in my life. I only know how to sing freedom songs. That I can do. But I'd like to thank the head of Department of Economic Development and Tourism in his absence to having assisted us to make this day a success. I would also like to, Mr. Tami Mabija, I would also like to thank the program manager for tourism in the Department of Economic Development and Tourism, Ms. Jean Wilson. I would also like to thank the CEO of the Northern Cape Tourism Authority and the staff. Can the staff still stand up so that they can see you? Give them a round of applause. The Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, who also made a significant contribution to this night. The President, Lungile Jacobs, is that you, sir? I don't want to tell the people where I heard about you. Because the culprit is inside the hall, so you will be able to acknowledge it. But thank you very much, Mr. Jacobs, for bringing such an event to this province. Not only you, and all the executive and the board of COMFESA. There are other acronyms that I see here You will explain them to me later. I would like also to thank the board under the leadership of Bandi Lemgoma, the NCCMA under the leadership of Colonel Hlubi Kunta, Sidumo Mnyamezeli, COMFESA Artistic Director, esteemed guests, and esteemed Sibongile Ngoma, one of our own clinicians. That is how it is. It is said here. I don't know what that means, but just give her a round of applause. Michael Dingan, one of our best international choral music practitioners. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to also sincerely thank all of you who are present today. Just give yourself a round of applause, a big one. The hosting of leisure events offers great opportunities to destinations to boost our tourism arrivals. Financial injection and contribution to the local economy and generate great destination awareness. You must remember we had 2 years of COVID-19 and our tourism was badly affected. So we need such an events to boost tourism in the province so that we can also boost our GDP, our local GDP and the entire GDP of the province. So thank you very much for that. To this end, I would like to also offer a special word of thanks to Lungile Jacobs from the Choral, Opera and Orchestral Music Federation of South Africa. Am I saying it right? For his opportunity to support the growth of musical talent, classical, R&B, jazz, pop of the Northern Cape. Further, for presenting tonight's Opera Gala event, offering the public of Kimberley an opportunity to enjoy performances of some of the most iconic operas of the world. May I also add, this is a wonderful opportunity not only to hear world-class performances, but a chance to recapture the glamour of Kimberley of the years gone by. Hosting this event, I trust it would be the first of many here in Kimberley, gave us not only the opportunity for a much needed post-COVID tourism and economic boost, but to uplift and advance the classical performing musical talent of the Northern Cape. I see we do have members of the media present. Thank you for your presence here and promoting this event. We need to encourage all in Kimberley, surrounding towns, and in fact the entire Northern Cape to take a short trip to the city and join events being staged not only in Kimberley but in the province. Enjoy the evening's performance very much.
All right. Can you stand up, young man? Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. MB. Thank you. Can we give this young man a round of applause as well? I've taken him away from home since November last year. He's not been home. From here, he's going to Middelburg. So let's give him a thank you. Thank you, young man. Stumo, come here. Come. So this is now time for you to sing. Remember what he taught you earlier? It's that time now. All right? Over to you.
Amore freddo, circoli poesia.
Tra voi saprò vedere il tempo mio secondo. Tutta follia, follia nel mondo, ciò che non mi piace. Godiamo fugace rapido il gaudio dell'amore, il fior che nasce ore, ne più si può Godiam, c'è vita, vero accendato signe. La vita nel tremudio,
Non sambi ancora,
l'udite che lei ora.
noi istinto sì.
Another round of applause for the choir master, and a round of applause to yourselves. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We have come indeed to the end of our program. And this excitement is allowed. You are allowed to be happy. And do continue to support such classics. Till we meet again, God bless and take care. Good night.